Can we start, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. So before we start today, I would like to introduce our one more resource person, Shobha madam. I would like Savita ma'am to proceed with her profile.
Thank you, Chetna ma'am. Can you hear me?
Yeah, audible ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon to one and all present at this session. I would like to introduce Miss Shobha Rani. Miss Shobha Rani BR is working as an associate professor in the Department of Master of Computer Applications in Dr. Ambedkar Institute of Technology, Bengaluru. Institution as an associate professor from 2001 till date. She has also been handling administrative responsibilities of the department. She did her master's degree from Gulbarga University, Gulbarga, and currently pursuing her PhD from Visvesvaraya Technological University, Belgaum, VTU. She has 19 years of experience in teaching industry and has taught various subjects which include data science using R, machine learning using Python, advanced web technologies, big data analytics, Web 2.0, and rich internet applications and others. She has several publications to her credit in national and international conferences and journals. Thank you, ma'am. Welcome, ma'am. Welcome, Dr. Shobha.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to interact with all degree students. So it's my pleasure. Like I would try to give upon the knowledge, whatever I have trying to work on with our students. So let all undergraduate students make use of it so that they'll be very well versed with the technologies and they'll be able to stand with their own independent web-based projects by end of this session, even before coming into their masters. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Savita ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Now I request Bharti ma'am to take over the session and continue with the yesterday's topic left continuation.
Okay. Good afternoon, students. Any doubt or any clarification regarding yesterday's class? Any doubt or any clarification regarding yesterday's class? If you have any doubt, you can clarify. So if you have any doubt, you can clarify. Or shall I proceed with the new topic? Continuation. It's not a very new topic. Yesterday's continuation. I think yesterday till progress bar I have explained, right? Till progress bar I was explaining yesterday, right? I have shown different progress bar also. I'll just show you that color progress bar.
Ma'am, one instruction for the participants.
Yeah, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Participants, please don't leave in between the session. Not just copying the code will not help you. Please be until the session is over. Okay. Please try to maintain that discipline. Thank you.
Okay, this is progress bar with different colors. Yesterday itself I have shown and I have explained, right? Now I will send you the code for the progress bar with label and progress bar with animated. Okay, just you work with this. Okay, student group 1. Right, I'll send some of the programs so you can work with this. Just see how we can give that label also. I will send the code, you can work along with me. Oh, student group 2 also I need to send, right? Sorry, I forgot it. Only admins can send the message to student group 2, so I'm helpless. You also work along with me and check. Progress bar with label. Okay, the next topic is pagination. What is pagination? What do you know about pagination? Moving from one page to another page. I think you might have seen in.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Tell me.
Your screen is not visible, ma'am.
Oh, okay, okay. I think I'm not presented. Sorry, sorry. Okay, okay, okay. Yeah. Is it visible now?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it visible now? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
This is progress bar. I think I've shown yesterday, right? So I've sent 3 more progress bar example for you to practice. You can practice along with me or later. The next is pagination. Pagination, you might have seen when you're browsing with Amazon, Flipkart, right? From one page to another page to search for the different dresses or books. Like from one page to another page, you're shifting, right? That is pagination. So pagination can be done using, here I'll just show you this pagination class. Class pagination will help you to create pagination. And you can give the link here for the page 1, page 2. When you click on this, it will transfer to another page. Okay, I'll just show you this, how it looks and how it helps. All of you keep Notepad open. Okay. Group 2, actually, this is pagination, right? So I'll just save this file. Okay. Pagination.html. Our files. One minute. Pagination. See here, previous page, first page, whatever the link you have given, it will go to that particular page. Okay, this is pagination. From one page to another page, you can shift. Okay, next, pagination with disabled and active state. I will paste this code in the group. So you can copy paste and you can work this. Okay, pagination with disabled and active state. So if you want to disable page once you have visited, or if the number of times a particular page is visited, if you want to disable, you can disable that particular button using .disabled for making links disabled. Okay, or you can make it active by giving this .active, indicating active current page, where you can give, see here, if you want to disable this particular page previous, you can disable using this class, page item disabled. Next, if you want to make it active, page item active. So using these 2 classes, you can make page or a link disabled and active. Next, changing sizes of the pagination. So already I've told this LG, SM, and dot pagination, right? Yesterday itself I've told what is this LG, what is this SM, right? XM, all those things. Yesterday itself I have told, right? I have explained. So you can change the size or you can resize the pagination button using this pagination class LG, pagination SM. Using this, you can resize the pagination. Disabled, active, all those things you can make it. See, different sizes. So where these sizes have been referred, yeah, pagination SM, pagination LG, this is pagination, normal pagination, And next to it, this is pagination LG, that is large for large screen, SN, and then normal pagination. So you can set the size of the pagination using these classes. Next, alignment, center or left or right. You can align the pagination using these justify content center, dot justify content end. So it will display the pages in the middle or in the end of the web page. Next, creating badges with Bootstrap. So what are these badges? What are these badges? Have you seen this type of things in the web pages? Have you seen these type of things in the web pages? These things are called as badges, are generally used to indicate some valuable information on the web page, such as headings, important headings, if you want to highlight the headings, warning messages, notification counter, right? So to indicate all these things in the web page, these badges will be used. Okay, so wait, I shows different badges. If it is there, showing. Okay. Classes, contextual classes for badges. See, same that primary, yesterday I've explained, right? Badge primary, badge secondary, that classes you can use to set the color for the badges. You can use the classes to set the color for the badges, light, dark, all those things, right? So these things can be viewed in a different way. That is badges. Showing counter, let me see whether I'm having example for badges. Here, no, it is not there. Okay, no issues. Showing counter with badges. How you can show the counter with badges? See, oh, this is a notification. How many notifications you have? So how many messages you got it? Okay, along with these badges, you can also include the counting. How many messages you have received, how many notifications you have received. All these things can be counted along with the badges. So how to implement badges? Message, okay, class, badge, badge light. Okay, this is badge, how you can include the badge. Next, notification. This is for message and this is for notification. See, link also home. You can give the link to home. Then profile, messages and notifications. So you can also count the number of notifications what you have received and number of messages what you have received. Carousels ma'am will explain after this. So next is Bootstrap spinners. So what is this spinners? What is this spinners? Creating colored spin. I'll just show you first what is spinners. You will understand now. It is rotating with animated rotation. With animated rotation. This is a spinner, right? We'll get this when we are browsing the web pages, right? You will get these symbols still if it is loading, right? You might have seen these spinners, right? So these spinners, how you can include these spinners in your web page? Product text. Breadcrumbs banbirta. Okay. Spinners. Okay. Colored spinner. Okay. Text color utility spinners can be included or only with the I'll open this code in Notepad. I think I've not copied there. That's why. Spinner border. You see, you can set the border. You can set the color for the spinner. Okay, different colors also you can set. You can set the border also for the spinner border type. Okay, so you can include spinner like this in your web page using spinner border and text primary color. Whatever the color you wanted to use for the spinner, you can use it. See, different colors, right? That color code yesterday I have explained. Spinner border, you can use and it keep rotating. Spinner keep rotating. So this is about spinners. Next, breadcrumbs. What do you know about breadcrumbs? Navigation scheme that indicates current page location to user within a website or application. Navigation, again, breadcrumbs navigation can enhance the accessibility to a website when we are having large number of pages or complex navigation. See, this is breadcrumbs. When you are browsing the web page, when you want to go from one page to another page, when you are having large number of or huge number of pages, then this will be very much helpful. Breadcrumbs will be very much helpful when you are navigating from one page to another page and when you are having large number of pages. I'll show you that. Breadcrumbs. It will look like this. But how to include this breadcrumbs in the web page, right? Breadcrumbs class. Everything is a class and all the classes are stored in a central repository. Okay, this is just give you a template, and if you know these class names, so nothing to worry, only you can inherit these classes from the template, into the template, sorry. Inherit the classes into the template. So breadcrumbs item, this is just like a list in a table. Okay, already you have seen, right? So this is how the breadcrumbs will be implemented in Bootstrap. Next, navigation bar. See, you can also change the symbols. You can also change the symbols for breadcrumbs here. You can also change the syllabus. /A will change the syllabus. Sorry, symbols. /A will also change the symbols. So next, navigation bar. What are these navigation bar? What do you know about this navigation bar? Static and fixed positioned responsive navigation bar. Navigation is moving from one page into another page. Again, the same way, but different ways of navigation are shifting from one page to another page. Right. You just I'll see whether navigation example is there. How to create navigation bar. Now you execute navigation bar. You execute it and see how it will work. I've sent the code, right? You copy and execute this navigation bar and check how it works. All of you try. Navigation bar with symbols, normal navigation bar, right? Navigation bar with toggled icon you can use. Navigation bar with collapse you can use. Okay. So just you try this navigation bar. All of you try. With different symbols also you can use. try? All of you try now. Any error? Any problem you're getting? Whoever is executing? Are you getting any problem? So adding drop downs to navigation bar. So how you can adding drop down? See this messages. Messages will be having drop down, right? Drop down, and it is having some more sub items or sub menus. Navigation bar is almost a kind of menus. So it is having sub menus. Messages is having sub menus, right? So how you can include that into your sub menus? See here also search bar. So navigation bar. So placing search from inside the navigation bar. So how you can place the search button inside the navigation bar? How you can change the color of the navigation bar? Justify the contents to navigation bar. All these things can be implemented to this navigation bar. And just let me see whether I'm having navigation components. It is there. Okay. Basic navigation. I'll show basic tabs. I will show with navigation bar. Okay. Tabs, how you can implement. See tabs, home, profile, messages, and reports, right? How you can implement navigation tabs with navigation bar, right? I'm sending another few programs. You have to work with navigation components only. I will send you. All of you execute this. Okay, you try. All of you try this. How these tabs will look like, how this pill will look like, right? This is a pill, right? How your tabs, how your pill will look like. Just you try all these things. I've sent the programs, right? Pills, drop down navigation. How it looks like pill. So 1 minute, it is overwriting. This is menus, how you can insert the menus. Okay. Are you all trying? Are you all trying along with me? Are you all trying along with me, my dear students?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Try. With the drop-down menus, everything I've sent. Everything related to nav bar I've sent to you. See, this is creating pill. Pill is nothing but having thick button-like structure filled with some colors. Any doubt? Any clarification? You can clarify. Finished executing? Finished executing? Any doubt? Any doubt, any problem in executing the program? My mic is not working. Can you speak? What is this? Okay, shall I proceed with buttons? Okay.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, in pagination, you said that it directs you to another link. So
Yeah.
does it destroy the previous website
No,
or is it a
no.
continuation
It's
of the
not
same
a
website?
website. It is in the page itself, in the same application, moving from one page to another page. Right. So now you people might have seen in Amazon, you're browsing, right? You will just ordering for shoes or something. Just you are moving like that. It will show, right? First page, second page, third page. Just it is moving in the same application from one page to another page. You can also always you can go back. From first page to second page, you are moving, right? So always you can go back to the first page. It is
Okay,
not.
ma'am. So it doesn't create more links, like it is from the same page.
Yes, one link to one page. That's all.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So any other doubts? Next, buttons. You're all familiar with buttons, right? There are different types of buttons are there, right? So I'll just show you. See, different colors of buttons. We have you have seen buttons, right? Why you are using buttons? When you click that button, some action should be taken place, right? When you click that button, some action should be taken place. So there are different types of buttons are available in Bootstrap. In buttons. I'll send all the programs, whatever I'm showing to you. I will send everything. Button 1, right? You can see different buttons. See different buttons. When you click, if you have to write a code for all those things. That is your scripting part. This what I'm showing is only static web page designing. If you want to make your web page dynamic, you have to go for scripting. So ma'am will take it in the next class, how to make all those things active. Because only I have put the designing. I've shown you how to design a web page with different components. But integrating with the scripting, ma'am will show you in the next session. Next, you can change the size of the button to large, right? Button primary, button class. You can change the size of the button. Large, default, and small button using the classes. Okay, next, you can also disable the button using disable. Using disable keyword, you can disable the button. So primary link, this is a link, this is a disabled. Once you have visited a particular web page, always you can disable using disabled keyword. So can include spinner, okay. This is about the basic components which I have shown you to design a static web page. Now, Madam Shobha ma'am will take over the session and she will show you how you can make your web page dynamic. So in the next 2 sessions, after this and tomorrow's session, she will show you even the database connectivity with PHP scripting. Any doubt, any clarification, you can message me in the student group. I will clarify your doubts. I will send the materials also. So now Shobha ma'am will take the session. Shobha, we can continue.
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, please stop sharing. Bharti, ma'am.
Yes, I've stopped it. I've
Yeah.
stopped it. You can
Yeah.
start.
Okay. So good afternoon, one and all, online, all dear students and even the faculties. And thanks to SSMRV College who have given me this opportunity. So let us directly get into our session. Till now, from yesterday, you have been watching on different components of Bootstrap. So let us just get back into why Bootstrap, what Bootstrap, all those introductory details ma'am has explained you right in the introduction session. So just to give quick glimpses on what it is, why it is. So I would like to put a highlight on the very important part is what all components we are trying to learn upon now. So they are very much important for us later on to proceed in such a way that we have to build our own web pages or create the web pages in the design with the help of components we are trying to learn. So what we have done so far is, as per ma'am's basic introduction, we all know to design a web page, immediately what we see, the very first web page would have a one bar with a logo there. And definitely let us take our own college websites. So our college websites would definitely get into a logo and the name of the college address. Then the next part of your website would link into the menus, right? And for the menus, definitely there will be submenus. And if you have submenus, then it was like in the form of a small notch like or a triangle which will help you out to link to get into the submenus. Fine. So this is the menu. The next what you find, the very important and attractive feature for any website is it will be having a gallery. So where there will be images placed over here. So we will be having list of images where the images will be placed over here, and they keep on scrolling, right? So this is another important feature. Then let us have something like if at all, if you have seen all these components onto your web page, there should be an added feature also onto your website. It will be having a footer. Then assume you have clicked on a department or a branch. Say you wanted to check the details of MCA course. So MCA course, if you want to list it out, say here we will have a button where it will list us out the syllabus. One second, let me check. I haven't shared my screen. Yeah, so I'll just look into our own college website. Yeah, so I hope the screen is visible to everyone. The screen is visible, right? Yeah, okay. So the very feature on the website, what we see is a logo will be there and the college name, and the upper portion we find that there is a space which is getting separated. So we have a bar over here and the menus have been listed over here. I said the submenus, so you can just see a small drop down. So these are nothing but the drop down components what you have been watching yesterday. And I'm just talking about the images which keep on slide. So this is an attractive feature for any website. You get into the shopping, online shopping cart, online shopping websites, or you get into any marketing websites or any educational website, definitely there should be a image slider which keeps on sliding. So you can find these options, right? So the arrow buttons which are, as you click, they keep on changing. So this is very important. And next I was just mentioning about a drop down here option what button you have seen, and the scrolling you have seen, right? Now this is one such website where we keep on be interested to look upon. Now you open up any feature, any website, so this is another such website. Ma'am was talking about the breadcrumbs and panels, right? So this is what the navigation bars are. You click, the list of options will come. So you have all such plenty very good options where you can incorporate all those into your web pages. Now our web pages shouldn't be like we just see and search in the Google, wherever you can easily download your source code and you just show back to your colleges to get your marks. So as a student, it should be our motive that if I'm trying to learn what Bootstrap, why Bootstrap is, it is such a package where it integrates with HTML, then CSS, and it has got few more components called as fonts also. Why fonts? I'll just explain you in few seconds. So HTML, everyone are familiar. We start every code with basic HTML, right? Starting with the angular brackets and closing it with HTML. Now, as the versions are, this was started right in 1980s, and where we got an official web page almost with to be a dynamic and interactive web page right in 2000, where the internet has been come out to be very efficient. So when we are trying to get all these highly interactive, highly responsive web pages, then the versions also kept on changing. So we got to know right in 2006 and above, there has come a package called Bootstrap which tries to incorporate all put together. Otherwise, what we have to do, we have to make use of a link tag and try to specify your CSS style sheet, right? So we have to add on your style sheet into your HTML page and go ahead and keep on modifying. Either you have to put an external CSS or try to have an inline CSS into HTML. And for every button or every tag, whatever you use inside this HTML should be incorporated with CSS. So that was a tedious task which shouldn't be taken to build a website or a web page in a fast track. So then came upon our Bootstrap. So this Bootstrap has come out with CSS images, your fonts, and your scripting structures all put together into one particular framework. So this framework here, I need not break my head upon CSS, where to fit, how to fit, where is that external CSS file, where I have to link, and that link should be there in the head tag. So everything got reduced back with our Bootstrap HTML because of this Bootstrap. Now, as ma'am was explaining in the previous class, like which are the important features. So in your Bootstrap, the very important part which has to be indicated in Bootstrap is your head sections. So the head section title, we all of us know with the basic HTML also title was given, and these three are the important tags: meta tag, link tag, and this link tag one was with the style sheet. And now this style sheet is not the external CSS, but the style sheet which is referring back to the path which is coming right on upon installation of your Bootstrap. So this is bootstrap.min.css. So this is such an important and flexibility option what Bootstrap is giving. I need not bother upon where I have written my CSS code for a H1 tag, or I need not bother upon to check out what is the P tag style I have to print. Everything is incorporated or inbuilt right into your bootstrap.min.css. Now, where would you think that it is available? It is right available into the software or the Bootstrap where you have installed. So get into that and you will be finding this CSS. So you can just make out the CSS folder which is coming right from Bootstrap. And I have got Bootstrap 4 version. You can just take upon anything above 4 and even 5, which is just 2 months back, last month, right in the month of May itself, it got released after all alpha beta versions. But the stable one, still it has been found to be the version 4. So this Bootstrap 4 has got a good hold on the different components. Now what I'm targeting on the style sheets is check upon, you got all CSS files only. But what the basic CSS file which I will be interested or we have to concentrate is bootstrap.min.css. You have to add because it is indicating here that it is a CSS. We need not bother about the map files here. Got it? So this is the basic which you have to include into your Bootstrap head section. So we are done with this Bootstrap head section. Now the next, getting into the body talks upon the web page, how your browser, you have a browser here, and now the white screen, what you find here, the white screen right after the address bar, whatever white space you find is the body. Anything you want to display, as you can see the icons here, anything what you want to display, it should come only in the body. So these basics we all know, but why I'm targeting here once again is you are talking about the container fluid, because all data, all the tags which are to be used to display any content on the web page, it should start with a div class. We don't have anything in Bootstrap without div. You have to mention that whatever components you have to use, everything should start with a div. Now inside div tag, we know it will break the page into divisions. Now in the first page, let me show you a web page here. Okay, so we have a web page here, and in this web page I have put first div tag where it has displayed Google, and I have got one more div tag where I have put a search bar, and there is a third div tag which has got sequence of image or icons, and the fourth div tag also has got set of icons here. So now the web page which I am displaying has got 4 divisions or 4 div tags. So in the first div tag, I have added this text, okay, which might be of H1, H2, H3, 4. Okay, then next should be a text box where the icons have been inserted over here. Got it? And we are not linking anything right now. Whatever you are trying to do with Bootstrap is only based on designing. So you have to just design your page in a very attractive way, very responsive way, and it has to be interactive when it is trying to get into the database. Where you type anything, that information has to get into the database. So when it is going to the server, where this database will be, it will be there in the server, right? So if it is there in the server, the information has to reach to the server and try to store into the database and give back the results here, then it becomes an interactive page. So right now with Bootstrap, we are just trying to design, make it more attractive, more flexible, more responsive. So the word responsive says that the information, what you want to view on a desktop, however you are watching it, it will be same as it is even if you are watching it onto the other devices, say tablets or mobiles. So otherwise, in earlier days, even right before 2000, the websites were there, but the websites, when you try to view them, I'll just show this. When you try to view them in a mobile, if you might have observed or not, you have to keep on scrolling them, right? I'll just show you. Yeah. So here I'll make the screen still more. Yeah. Now here you could find that the bar, just observe the menus. The menus are all being placed over here. Now what I'm doing, I'm trying to reduce the screen size. So as the screen size is reduced, see this option, see this option. This option will come, which is a collapsible menu. This option will come automatically only if your web application is a responsive. If it is a responsive web page. But there are still more few government websites which are not responsive. They are just using still the age old the basic HTML tags, HTML based web pages, which this option is not possible in those government websites. So this is the collapsible menu where you will be finding, on click of it you can find this. So you might have observed, right? Now this is a collapse button. These are all collapse buttons. So this is possible only if your web page or if your website, what you are trying to build is a responsive website. This is called as a responsive website. Okay, so the basics we have done with now, and till now you might have come across, you might have studied what is that forms, and madam has discussed the buttons and progress bar. Then what all you may have seen, images, right? And which is the other option, other few components what madam has discussed in your previous session. So which are those components? Just list them out. So ma'am has spoken about the navigation bars, breadcrumbs and all, right? Now I will directly get into the advanced components, which are all those advanced components which are very much important for us to build any website. So the very first one, we will touch upon this image slider. So what you can see is the images keep on scrolling, right? Now here what you find is an animated option. You click on here, the image is sliding out. It is sliding out with a different navigation. So this kind of presentation, you get it when you try to add few more options to your code. So let us get back to our code. What is required? I hope you can make out now. This is called as a image slider in our common terms. But Bootstrap has got a different name for this. What is called as? It is called as a carousel. So it is called as a carousel. So it's a carousel. Now I have to give you an important note on the tags which have to be linked whenever you are taking those advanced components. So these are advanced components. What are those? Carousel for images. Then second one is modal. Modal is another important advanced component. And the third one is we have collapse. Now I'll be taking upon these three important, which will play an important role while building a website. And regarding the menus and all, you can just make use of the breadcrumbs or navigation bars. Navigation bar also will be part of your advanced component. But since ma'am has taken it already, I'll just concentrate on these three components for today's session. Now, once we are done with this, I'll try to show you a page where all these components have been incorporated here, and you are supposed to design a portfolio. So I have just taken an example as a portfolio. because each one of us want our own website to be there in the internet, right? So let us build. At any point of time you want to introduce yourself, or you want to show your resume during interviews, so you can just as well put on a web link in your resume, and that you can directly show live to the interviewer during interviews for your placement or for your employment. So that is very important, being a web developer. Now, all these we will see for the next few minutes before the end of the session. Here, these advanced components will not work just by putting the path into your tag. So these components need internet. Now, till now, whatever you have worked on the components, all those components are the basic components. You can just put on the path where you have installed your Bootstrap and directly go ahead and work on for the components. So how to take those important tags, and definitely seeing these heading tags, none of us would try to remember them, right? So it is a hard task or a toughest task for any one of us to remember this. So what I would suggest is you just go back to any website, any tutorial website, which will be readily available code, and you have to just take these 3 tags, which meta tag anyhow we remember, the link tag, the script tag. Okay, so there will be 2 script tags. So these are very important, which have to be copied. Now, what are those 3 script tags? 3 tags I'll tell you. The first link tag, this one where I am redirecting my CSS, will not work here, which is redirecting to my folders. CSS will not work here because these are all advanced components, so they are not working, and which needs internet facility. Then the second, then what we have to do when it is not working, we have to take the Max CDN Bootstrap. So what is this CDN? Content Delivery Network. So CDN stands for Content Delivery Network. What will happen here? Now in my browser, I'm just waiting for an image. Okay, I'm just waiting for an image to display, but it is just displaying in the static form. I want it to scroll here. It has to keep on moving from left to right or right to left. So this scrolling has to happen. If this has to happen, my basic core, local system is not supporting this CSS. Min.css is not supporting. So I have to send this tag to a server where a network is there, which is called as Content Delivery Network. So what I'll do, I'll redirect my page to this particular location, make my code work in this particular location, and get back the result onto my browser. So I hope it is clear what CDN is meant for. It's a content delivery network. My code will not work as a local host or onto my local system because the tag or the link files or the CSS files are not supporting. So I have to send my data or pick the link to my code, make my code work in that particular location, and it will send back the result onto my browser. So that is what this HTTPS Max CDN. So Bootstrap CDN, if you are putting this Bootstrap CDN, then definitely you need internet. So without internet, if you are just making use of these tags, again, it's of no use. You will not be able to see the output. Then let me clear the screen and show you the cleaner one. So our first information, first tag is done, which is that Max CDN. Max CDN has got CSS and bootstrap.min.css, not this local location. So this, the red marked one is a local location. So at the bottom, I am not using this. This is not going to work. Okay. Now Instead, we have used Maxerian. Then the second option is what? The second point is what which you have to include. You have to use the script tag. So it's an additional advantage or an additional tag which you have to add on to your into your package is your jQuery. Now this jQuery, again, it has to take from the server location link where the server which is using is Google APIs. So Google APIs is a location where we will be bringing that jQuery optional tag back into our location, and we are supposed to work upon into my system. Then you have to use this script tag. Then the third one is what? This is the third one. So these three tags are very much important for any of the advanced components. Advanced Bootstrap components, what I was just listing is Carousel, then it is Moodle, I'll tell all this, and Collapse. So there are few more, but there will be plenty more. But let us stick upon these three so that we will be able to build a very good website making use of these components and fit them. So Maxerian for CSS is done, for jQuery is done, and under Bootstrap itself, we have one more called as .js. So earlier, in the earlier versions, so which this 3.3 version or 3 and above version below 4 had one more folder along with CSS. There was JS also. JS folder was also there. Right now, you don't find, in the latest version, you don't find them. So I'll just show this JS. This will come along with your HTML, with your Bootstrap itself. This will be there. You may not find a separate folder. Or if you are finding that, then directly get into bootstrap.min.js. See this, bootstrap.min.js. It's a JavaScript file. So you have to link to this. What our code requires now to run a carousel or to put or to create a image slider, you need these three important options. So we are done with the heading tag. Let us move ahead for the actual code. So the actual code, what it states now, the div tag right into the body, because our image slider should be displayed in the body of your web browser. The first tag inside the div is, I have mentioned ID. ID is not a mandatory tag, but when you are trying to specify ID here, definitely you will be indicating this variable back into your code. And every div will definitely have a class. So if the class is a button, you will be mentioning a button. If class is a image, then you have to mention image over there. So it all depends on what you are trying to present on the screen. So I wanted a carousel, and the syntax is what? Syntax is carousel slide. Div class is equal to carousel slide, and data ride. Data ride is very important because your carousel will not be static. It has to move, right? It'll be sliding. It will be moving from right to left or left to right. So then you have to use this argument also, data ride equal to carousel. Now, what we see in the screen is, I hope each one of us know this, right? UL stands for unordered list, and LI stands for list item, and ordered list you have OL. But here we concentrate on unordered list option, right? Unordered list, use that. Why we have to use? We have to indicate what should be the first image, what should be the second image, and the number of images which you want to put in the slider. So what I have given, you have to use carousel indicator and take the list item. List item what should be? Every unordered list should have a list item, right? If you are going for ordered list also, under that you should have a list item to display. If I say PG courses, then under PG courses you have MCA and MBA. Now PG is an unordered list, and here under that we have list items. Now this is the basic HTML, what all of us know how it will do. But to this unordered list, I'm not just putting a text there, I'm indicating the carousel features. Carousel indicator you have to put, and target is what? Where I have to indicate? I have to indicate to the ID of this carousel component. What ID? ID name is demo. Then next, give the sequence. I said 1, 2, 3. Your images, what you put has to be sequence, right? It should start from 0, 1, 2. So this is all about our coding part where you are defined the structure of a carousel. Now, what another argument what you see here is class is equal to active. So let us suppose you have 5 images, and of 5 images, the minute you open a browser, there should be the first image which is appearing on the screen. So which image you want it to be appearing first, then this is active. Okay, now let us see few more options here. Along your code doesn't end just with 2-3 lines, right? You should understand each and every line what it is meant for. Then we have to use one more div class where it starts getting into an animated form. So you have to use carousel inner. The first one is the basic syntax. Second one is the indicator. And the third one is what? You have to start giving the path of the image. So we have just indicated what should be 1, 2, 3. But here onto your carousel, you have to mention what is the image. Image 1 or image 2. So put the path that is there where in the carousel item. So as list item, unordered list item, we have linked as sequence. Now in this div class, mention carousel items. What is that? Use as usual image src, we all know, give the path of the image, and you can mention the height of the image there. I have put 3 images. Then the fourth part is when you see any website or any image slider, there will be arrows, right? Left arrow and right arrow. And you want to put that. If you want to put that, then this fourth control is very important. What it suggests? It will be having a control to check upon what is a left icon and what is a right icon. So under carousel itself, it has got its own controls. Everywhere you find them as greater than and less than symbols. So that slide value, you have to give it as previous and next. So left arrow, see this previous icon goes for previous, and icon will be displayed like this, and the next icon will be the greater than symbol. So this is all the explanation of the code. Let us check the name of the file. What I have given is carousel.html, and let us run that file. I'll just show you where it is. It is, I have saved in the dist and carousel.html. So open that. We got the image over here, and just see the left arrow. See the left arrow here. This is the left arrow, and right arrow, and this is your left arrow. What I was mentioning are this left and right arrows. See, I haven't done anything. I haven't clicked. My mouse cursor is here only, but they will automatically slide. So you can just see that even upon clicking, the images will slide, or without clicking also the images keep on moving. So see, my cursor is there at the bottom, but still the images kept on moving by itself. So this gives a added feature to your website. Any doubts, guys? As of now, I'll try to share upon the code. If you would like to see and practice online, it's fine. Or else you want me to go ahead and continue with the other components, then also it's fine. What you want me to do? Shall I explain the components first and later on share upon the code? Okay. Okay, let me continue. Let me continue. Then I'll give you all the components and I'll show you the page also where you can fit all of them. So we have done with this carousel. Then the next component, let us get into this next component. So what this component is, it's a modal. Now all of you would be very familiar with alert boxes in your JavaScript, right? You have alert, prompt. You might have used them, right, in your JavaScript. First of all, you guys are aware of JavaScript? Let me know. You know about JavaScript, right? Yeah. So in JavaScript, we have alert boxes. When do you get the alert boxes? And these alert boxes might be there even in Java and even in your VB also. So if you want to submit anything, then, or you want to delete anything, a prompt comes upon and say that, do you really want to exit or do you really want to delete? So this prompt is very important, or else like records are inserted or the form feedback is submitted. So you can have these options onto your web page. So for your web page, what you need is, if that option has to be incorporated, then you have a feature called modal. Now here, as I said, you need 3 tags. All 3 tags are being placed over here. Script tag, where jQuery is there, where bootstrap min.css is there, min.js is there. These 3 we have incorporated. Now what I'm doing, I'll show you the option of modal here, and next tell you how you can fit it. It is, this navigation is not required. I'll just a second, I'll remove this. Now what I'm doing, if I have to work on the modal, it should be incorporated only onto a button, right? On click of a button, I should get a message. Then I have taken a sample where we have created 2 text boxes and I have put a login. So if I click on this button, an alert box should come and say that, okay, login is successful. So you should have login to be successfully done. So this message has to be displayed, and I have to close this box also, right? Then if I have to close, then there should be one more button even in this dialog box. So it should say, okay, my login is successful, and I have to click a button where I have to close this dialog box. So I'll just show you. So what you can find a drop down here. A alert box gets drop down here, and every alert box will have 3 sections. So this is the heading, this is the body, and this is the footer. You have a header, you have a body, and the footer. So I just said like a button will be there. You have to close this window itself. Whenever it is getting dropped down, you have to close this. So this feature, it has gone. Now you might be wondering, without even entering anything, I got a modal and it is closing also without even specifying a message at all. So what we have to do, if I want the information, this data has to get to the server or it has to go to the database, and finally it has to put me a message. So this interaction happens when you are trying to interact with the server, which I will be stating you in few minutes now, how the server interaction takes place. Let me go back to the code. Now in the code, what we have, the heading tags we have done, and in the body we have div container. So we have used div container and use the form class. So under form also, see this div class equal to form group. Why we have to mention this form group is your input, your text boxes or the components what you are trying to design should be in a complete form of a group. So I have a label followed with a text box, and once again took a label and followed with a text box. So when you have components, they have been put into a group called as form group. Okay, now your latest versions doesn't have got icons, but the icons have got a different syntax. So since it's an older version, I have used the class as Glyphicon. What this indicates is, you have a text box, say a user has to enter, so I can put upon an icon like this, the user, telling that user has to put the text box, put the name. So I can put an image. Let us suppose I have a button where I have to search. Then search has got this option, right? A search icon. Similarly, print you have. You can put a printer here and say that it is for printing. Fine. These are different icons which automatically you can incorporate so that your web page looks more attractive. Now I have used the code here for creating two text boxes. Let us get into the modal option. So after creating a text box, I need a button, right? There were two text boxes here, login name and password, or username and password, and this was a submit button. So where is the code? Here is the code. Submit button, and ma'am has shown you about the button styles. So the button indicate button info. These are the additional classes. Button info will be in blue color, and button success will be there. Button hyphen success, it will be in green color, and button hyphen danger, it will be in red color. And the next option will be in LG, it will be of larger size, SM will be of smaller size, fine, MD will be of a medium size button. How you want to display a single button, it has given you all these features, right? Think about the manual CSS scripting. Everything has to be written in the form of a CSS code and get back into your link tag and link these features. So that is totally avoided in Bootstrap. Now I have used a toggle button because on click of a button it should close. So then you should mention a toggle there. And toggle name is modal. And target I am specifying. Target you might be observing, like within a web page, if you want to, if you have a link here, it will display the contents in the same page. Then you have to mention a target as, right? Or you want to put it into a new page, then you have to specify a different location. Now when you are mentioning as there, it will come down to the same page. Then you need something called as dialog boxes. I said about header has got instruction. I have mentioned about body. Body says registered successfully. And I have mentioned about a footer. Footer has got a button. See this, it's a button. And what is the button indicated? To be a close. So the action what you want to specify is data-dismiss. Dismissal of what? Of this modal. So these are important features which you have to remember when you want to just put a dialog box, then take all these features. So let me change now. I'll say that enter login details. So enter login details before submit. So I have modified here. Let us go back and see. I have refreshed. Just check out what we find. Without even entering, you can see at the background, I have not entered any username and password. Without entering the features, I have just clicked on the login button, and a drop down has come here mentioning that enter login details before submit. So I have to enter this, and since I have created a button here close, so it has went back. Okay, so you can just click on this, and still it is giving the same message because I haven't interacted with the server. The data is not going, this data is not going anywhere back into the server. So I have to send this data to the server where, or in terms of database, then after the database interaction is done, you can see that inserted successfully. That time you have to put back one more modal button. So this is a second important additional feature which you have to remember. And I'm just talking about the third important feature is Jumbo. Jumbo, usually it should be the starting of your web page. So it is a starting part of your any web page. You find that open up a website. On top of your website, there will be one portion which will be totally blank. As I said, a college logo or the company logo and the company name and the contact details. That's all. So if this option has to, and I should not put my menus right in this area. It should be only for title and the logo. You can put anything, but to give a uniform format, I have to use a location. That is called as a Jumbotron. I'll just show you the output, then let us come back to the code. Carousel, modal, yeah. So this is your Jumbotron. So what I have done, I've used it for my profile. What I have done, the gray color, what you can see is the default option of design. Till here it has come down, right? Now onto that Jumbo, I have inserted an image, my name, and I have put a button also. Okay, my name, details, an image and a button. So this is this complete location. What you can find in the gray option is a Jumbotron. This would definitely help us out to develop a very good website so that it will be very clean to indicate what you want. And you will find that especially when you have of your own profiles or blogs, if you read any blogs, then this portion of data will be making use of Jumbotron. Now it doesn't have any more much features. What you have to use div class container, and the second important tag is what? Div class equal to Jumbotron. And what is it giving? It is giving a padding on top. Okay, then next I have put an image. I have put my image with a specific height. You can just change the size of the image also so that it can fit totally. And I have put a button so that I want to show more details. So this is all optional. You can avoid the button also. I'll try to comment. I hope all of you know how to do the commenting option. Exclamatory mark, hyphen, hyphen. So I have removed the button also. And you can as well, the only line what you want to have is the Jumbotron. Div class is equal to Jumbotron, that's all. Now, right now you have completed with almost all major components into your website, right? For designing your web page. Now what I'll do, to this Jumbotron, I'll try to add few more components. So here I have hidden a progress bar. So it is trying to help me out to know how much I know about the skill set. So in your profile or in your CV, definitely you should mention your skill set, right? So I have done that. I have added what I have added. I have just put on a progress bar here. So I've just added the progress bar. Let me show how it will look like. You can make out now. In my web page, I have used a Jumbotron, I have used an image, a heading tag here, and the progress bars are there. So the same image in a same web page, I have incorporated two components. So along with this, let me add this modal also. So what that modal has got, the form. So what I'll do, I'll copy of entire code and put it into Jumbo. So let's go back. Where is it? Yeah, this is our Jumbo. You can make out now. You can find this. You can find. I haven't aligned anywhere like where it should be fitted, either left side or right side. I haven't put any such features, but just think of like your web page is getting enhanced, not with just one single component. It has got now 3 components. First of all, it has got an image here, a Jumbotron here, then progress bars are there, fine, and you have the form elements, the text boxes are there, and finally a button is also there. A button is there. So click on the button, click on the button, it will come down to the modal. So these are very important options which are required. Why you are not getting modal? Because I have to add on these link tags. Link tags, modal is an advanced component which Jumbo doesn't have. I haven't put the heading tags in the Jumbo. So I'll just place them here and run once again. So it has been incorporated. You got the modal now. So previously I haven't added these heading tags. Link tags were not added into your Bootstrap. It was just the path where it is redirecting. Only this one was there. Now I have added these 3 tags also back into the code, which we were expecting. The interaction or the responsiveness has come down very good. Now, these are all the components right now, whatever we have seen. Till now, do you have any doubts? Anything which you would like to clear? Or you would like to know about the designing part? Any no doubts? No doubts, guys? Pre-sizing carousel, you have a sizing option there in the controls. Yeah. So sizing controls here, which you have to mention, where this image size, if you keep on varying, it will automatically reduce the control display of your carousel also. Or else you can just as well put your height and width in the style specifically, exclusively you can mention that. So this will be there for the components. Now I'll just comprising all the components, whatever you have studied so far, I'll put them in one location. See here, you can find the Jumbotron, and there is a navigation bar on top. You can find all the links, and you can find the Jumbotron here. Then you have seen the table options. So especially, please make a note whenever you are trying to use your Bootstrap, there is a vast difference in the display of the components. In the display of the components, always the table will have a alignment, or the cursor animation color variation will be there in the table. If it is a basic HTML, then these options, these animation, whatever the gray color options you are finding, it will not be there. So that itself will help you out to indicate that your code is working with the Bootstrap. So I have put this, and earlier someone were asking that what about the pagination? The pagination could have 1, 2, 3. Also you can add upon previous and next here. So here right now I have got only 4 options. I can just make them as 2 alone here, and there will be one more numbering 2. It will go to the next page where 3rd and 4th rows can be displayed. So then I have to mention here that let it display only 2 entries. So this entire coding you will be working out in the pagination code. So, and please guys, all of you make sure that you will be having your own profile like this, and try to create a link through your Google Drive, or host it through a free hosting space into a free hosting space, or even through the Google site location. Put your this URL back into your CV and tell that it's a web page which is designed. So since you have designed, you will be knowing each and every component of the web page. Then see the progress bars. So you have already worked on with the progress bar. It's an animated progress bar with label. It is an animated progress bar with label. So I have listed out that. And here it's just a label with a background I have put, or you can have a collapse. So this collapse I haven't touched. I'll just show the collapse also. Then what projects you have done in your BCA and MCA. If you are getting into MCA, fine. So in BCA, in different years, what projects you have done. So this is the option. Again, it's a collapse. Then let us come back to achievements. So I have put the achievements or your hobbies. Definitely you would have put that into your CVs. Then finally I have put a carousel here. Just now we have seen the carousel. See, the carousel images are getting slided over here. So I've just put that I have been to an industrial trip. Or you can show that you have won prizes in different competitions, or your school photos, or your friends group photos, or the college photos. So you can put anything into this photo gallery. So it is all yours, right? Now this is the information. And the same thing, just now I was talking about the target. Click on the education, it will come here. Projects. The navigation bar is redirecting here. So I haven't linked with the soft skill. Then under hobbies, I have put a drop down here. Now you have to build a website or a web page where what all components you have studied so far, you have learned so far, everything have come here. Now what image icons you find, these are all the icons, where ready icons you have to just add next to the code. If possible, I'll try to show the code also. So at every starting point, there will be, see, you can see there is a carousel which is indicated. Then the projects I have put, then I have used collapse button, that is also a table is indicated here. You can see the table. Now every image, before every image, just ma'am was discussing about the cards, right? So the cards are being placed over here. You can see the code, div card, shadow animated. So it will display after every few seconds, it will be showing us the link. Everywhere you have a card reader. So that is about how you can find the icons. Otherwise also you can have the icons which keeps on displaying for every feature. I'll just show you option here. Bootstrap icons. If you click on that, then it will list out, you can find this all icons. What you can do is just copy this, use this. You have to just copy the code here, how we are using, and put back into your code. That's all. You don't need to do anything. If you have anything to be download, so click on this, use this code right into your coding. You can as well incorporate into the button, or you can as well put as a text into the text also. You can use all these options. Now I have shown you all major components till now, whatever we have done. And finally, I have put with a feedback. So here we have to fill all these details. If you are making it public, your portfolio to be made as public, then you can have a feedback on your profile, or the company want to give you a intimation, then you can have all this, fill that. When you click send button, then it should go to the database. You want to know, right, how many of them have viewed your profile, then this data has to get into the database, and modal will come which indicates that the data has been inserted successfully or the feedback is received successfully. So this is all about our the portfolio, what we have studied with the components till now. Now only the designing part is done so far. We haven't put any of the data. I have put one more contact me here, which is a modal. What is happening? Click on contact, a modal has come. Modal on a header, I have put a contact. Then in the body, there is an image, and in the footer, I have put a button to close. So it will just close off. So whatever I have explained, every other component I try to incorporate. I'll right away will not share this. Really, I just if you are in the process of designing a page like this, please incorporate every other component in the format what I have shown and design your own web pages. So you can as well put it as a small mini project if you are having the database connectivity to your colleges. So now the next option is we have to get into the server side part. So how actually the server scripting takes place, what you have to do, how you have to work on why you need the server-side scripting. So these all will come when your page has to be interactive. So your page will be interactive only if it is a dynamic website. So the dynamic and static website, all of you might have been aware of, but still look into the processes, what each one of them will do. Whenever it is static, it is just the designing part. It is just a design, and you can just have these two options, HTML and CSS. You just build them and you just view the information. That's all. Even if there is a feedback form here, I fill the data, and when I click a submit button, it will not go anywhere because there is no server, no connectivity over there. It is just a static website. But when it comes to dynamic website, your online registration form, online application forms, online examination forms, everything will be dynamic because the data is getting interacting with the server and the databases. So the image itself will explain us clearly. If you have to interact with the server and the database, which database you are using will be important, and which server-side scripting or the script through which you make the server understand is also very important. So that is through your PHP. Now in our session, in this workshop, we will be concentrating more on PHP, how this PHP's server-side scripting is very important for us to understand. And later on, we will see how the client is filling the form. It goes to the server, it will enter into the database, and database says that, okay, fine, I have inserted the data, and it will give back the message to the browser or the client. So this entire process we'll be working on in tomorrow's session. So any doubts as of now? If time is permitting, then I would like to continue. Okay, quickly let me share my installation procedures. Installation for your server. So the server which you want to work with or interact with need this server installation. I'll just pass on to your WhatsApp group also. I have shared already, but still once again I'll put it on. What you need to do is go to, it's an open source software. This is very important for tomorrow to work upon. Go to this particular link I have already mentioned. It'll install, it's a XAMPP, it's a server. You have to install that. You will be getting a control panel like this. So you can see the control panel I have installed, and if you want to search, it will be there over here. And irrespective of your Windows version, you can download your XAMPP. So XAMPP is over here. You have to get into control panel, XAMPP control panel. Click on the XAMPP control panel, then a window will open like this. I'll just see here. Every step I have put, and the first, this one is a server which you have to start. Then the second one is MySQL. I'll just stop them and show you. You can find this. You have to start your server. The server what we are using is Apache. Click on start button, and the next is what? A database. Database here we are using is MySQL. Click on the start button. So once they are into green color, then it indicates that your servers are started, and you can find the log details also below here. That's all. You don't need to work upon anything. Then you have to test. You have to test whether your servers are linked or not. So what you have to do, I have mentioned everything. You have to type upon the folder name, and that folder name should be created. When you install, it will be automatically installed into C drive, or you can change your location. So get into C drive. See this? C drive. You have XAMPP. On click of a XAMPP, you find all these folders. What we are interested is HD docs. So C drive, XAMPP, and get into HD docs. Click on HD docs. Here you have to create a folder. So you have to create a folder. I have got folders Web 2020 and portfolio. These two are folders which I have created. By default, you will find dashboard, IMG, Webalizer, XAMPP, and these three. So all ticked ones will be there by default. You have to create a folder. And if you say create a folder as web, then come back to your browser, go to this location, open a new tab, make it as http://localhost and specify the folder name. Now what folder name I have specified? Web 2020, because I have created a folder here as Web 2020. I'll be mentioning same location here. Click on a button, please enter. It'll say the site can't be reached. Why? Because my server itself is switched off. So I have to start the server. See, it has turned down to green. And now see the browser, localhost, and the folder name. It has indexed with the location of the folder what you have created. I have got so many files already been created. If you are doing for the first time, it will be blank. Only the folder which you have created here will be enough. And when you open the browser and locate here with the localhost, entire screen will be empty. This will be just empty. And if you want to create a file, open up, and you have to write the server-side scripting and save only in this folder which you have created. So I hope these installation steps are clear. I have put all the steps over here, and try to create the database also as far as possible. If you have to do that, MySQL, next to MySQL, you have called admin. Click on the admin button. It will open up this window which will be asking you to create a database. So by default, these will be there except for semester and feedback. I have created semester and feedback. So if you want to create a database, click on database. It will ask for database name and you have to click on create. And take any database you have created and you want to create a table. So I have taken this, and you want to create a table. Give the name of the table and mention number of columns you have got. So here the very attractive feature what you find is you need not write any coding at all. Automatically the GUI will help you out to perform all the installation features without even writing the SQL code. So query need not be written. It will be automatically extracted by just entering the details in the text boxes. So please keep your installation ready. I'll share it back into your WhatsApp, the code and the installation procedures. So if this is done, we can just continue ahead with tomorrow's session. And please follow the procedures of your XAMPP so that you will be getting a better information to develop a web page. So tomorrow's session is very important. Any doubts, guys, as of now?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So rest of you, anything which you would like to clarify or which you want to have Any justification required?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, you told that link you can share with share, like you can create a space for that. So can you just repeat it once, ma'am?
Which link, ma'am?
Like portfolio link. It was in localhost.
Low, local host. Right now, it is there in my location itself. I have just put it in the location, or I have hosted in the server because I have a database. I'll just show you. Once again. Now, right now, it is there in the local host. That is, it is there in my local server. I have put this in the local server because these details, when you enter these details, I'm sending that to the database. So since an interactiveness is there, so I have put it in the server. But for you guys, you want to represent your complete profile as a link into your resumes, then you have to just get into a free hosting. Otherwise, you have to pay like if your name is Shobha, you have to create a domain as shobha.com. So if that web space is available, you have to pay little amount, say around 500-600 rupees for this domain name, and take the free space, and you can host this entire page. So then in my resume, I can put it as shobha.com. Refer shobha.com for my personal web pages or my personal portfolios. Otherwise, it will be just in your local host. Whatever I had suggested is you do that so that your resume will be having a more weightage. That was a suggestion what I would like to give. Otherwise, if it is local server, the server is set up only into your laptop or into your desktop. That's all. Nobody will be able to view it or share it. Is it
Yes,
clear?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. One more thing, like in the model, like you have specified the things, like on click on that, one more thing will open, no, ma'am, where you have your mail ID and your social like social media icons. If you click on that icon, is it linked?
Which one? Oh, okay. Here, this one.
Yes,
These
ma'am.
icons. So here you can directly connect it, or you can just make it as a static. So if at all, if you have an account, then you can do it. So right now I haven't have all the accounts into this. Just for image representation, I have put it. I have just linked with one of my students' accounts there to show you up. Otherwise, you need not have it. It is not mentioned. It is not specifically because if you want your profile to be public, then you can have all these options. You can do it.
Yes, ma'am. How can I link, ma'am?
You just
Wanna
mention
do it? Like for example, for public website.
You have to just take on the say Facebook profile you have. I'll just share you the code. Wait. Facebook profile is there, and inside that, where is contact? Yeah. See the code? I just said, right? I have using the friend's ID. So what I have done, go to Facebook and take the code. If it is Instagram is there, you have to just mention the path there. That's all. You have to give the URL to href. It is link tag, right? Click on the link tag and you have to just go to that.
Yes, ma'am. I got it.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Still any more doubts? So I hope you try to go with the installation procedures and finish it and keep it ready for tomorrow's session, because tomorrow it is very important for us to know why web servers are required and where our server-side scripting has to be done and how we can interact to the server with the server-side scripting. So we will just see a web page where on click of all these details, where the data is going back and how the database would look like. So hoping no doubts. Shall we wind up the session, ma'am? Chetna, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Any other doubts or clarifications from the participant side? If nothing is there, we will end the session and we'll continue tomorrow. Yes, participants, please respond. No doubts?
No doubt, ma'am.
Okay.
No, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Bharti, ma'am. Thank you, Shobha, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.